You ever think your own child could become your worst enemy? Because that's exactly what happened to me. And the thing is, I never saw it coming, not in a million years. I thought I was doing everything right, raising her, protecting her, giving her the best life I could. But apparently, I was raising a snake under my own roof. By the way, where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? I love seeing where all of you are tuning in from. So let me back up. My name's Camille, I'm 43, and I've got one daughter, Emily. She's 19 now, but this all happened when she was 18. For most of her life, it was just her and me. Her dad left when she was 2, ran off with some woman from his office, and pretty much disappeared. Child support was a joke, so I hustled. 2 jobs, sometimes 3, to make sure Emily never felt the kind of lack I grew up with. She got the clothes she wanted, the newest phone, all the school trips. I told myself I was being a good mom. But here's the part I didn't see. The more I gave, the more entitled she became. And I kept brushing it off. Like, if she rolled her eyes at me or talked back, I'd tell myself, teenagers, right? But that attitude grew teeth. When Emily was 17, I met a man named Marcus. And listen, Marcus was like a dream after years of bad dates and worse boyfriends. He's 39, successful, calm, funny without being immature, and he actually treated me with respect. He'd cook for me, fix things around the house. And when Emily was around, he was polite, but gave her space. I thought, finally, I caught a break. Emily, on the other hand, hated him from the jump. She never gave me a clear reason why. Sometimes she'd say he was creepy. Other times she'd say he was boring. But every time I pressed her for specifics, she'd just shrug or storm off. I thought maybe it was normal teenage jealousy, like she didn't like sharing me. I told Marcus to give her time. He was patient, but I could tell it bugged him. Fast forward about 6 months into our relationship, Marcus was practically living with us. Not officially, but he was there 5 nights a week. That's when things started happening. The first time it was small. I made dinner, spaghetti, and halfway through, I started feeling lightheaded and nauseous. I blamed it on being tired from work. Marcus didn't get sick, and Emily had eaten earlier at a friend's house, so I brushed it off. But then it happened again, 2 weeks later, after a chicken dinner. Same thing. I got sick, Marcus was fine, and Emily had an excuse not to eat. It became a pattern. Every time I cooked, I ended up hugging the toilet while my daughter had already eaten, and Marcus was untouched. I started joking that I must be allergic to my own cooking, but deep down, something felt off. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. to get some water, and I caught Emily in the kitchen. She jumped when she saw me, slammed the fridge, and snapped, "What are you doing up?" I thought it was weird, but again, I let it go. Then, the real nightmare started. One Sunday morning, Marcus and I were making breakfast together. I cracked some eggs, made toast, the usual. Emily wandered in, all sweet and smiling, and said she'd eat with us, which was rare because she usually avoided meals when Marcus was around. We sat down, started eating, and within 10 minutes, I felt this stabbing pain in my stomach. Marcus, too. He dropped his fork and doubled over. Emily sat there watching us, wide-eyed like she was shocked, but not moving. I remember the look. It wasn't fear. It wasn't concern. It was fascination. I barely made it to the bathroom. Marcus ended up puking in the sink. We thought it was food poisoning, maybe the eggs. But when Marcus suggested we go to urgent care, Emily suddenly screamed, "It was him! He's poisoning you, Mom!" I froze. Marcus looked at her like she'd lost her mind. Emily kept going. "I saw him put something in your food. He's been doing it for weeks. I didn't know how to tell you." My head was spinning, not just from the nausea, but from the accusation. Did I really know Marcus that well? Could Emily be right? But when I looked at him, he looked genuinely horrified. He swore on his life, on his mother's grave, that he'd never hurt me. And Emily, well, she played her part so well. She started crying, saying she'd been too scared to tell me before, that she thought Marcus would hurt her too. She hugged me, shaking, and begged me not to trust him. In that moment, I believed her. I told Marcus to leave. He was stunned, hurt, angry. He swore I was making a mistake. But the seed was planted. I couldn't shake the idea that maybe my own boyfriend had been trying to kill me. For 2 weeks, Marcus stayed away. Emily was practically glowing. She cooked for me, cleaned, acted like the perfect daughter. She even said, "See, Mom, now it's just us again." The way it should be. But here's where karma stepped in. One night, Emily made me tea before bed. She brought it into my room, all smiles. I was halfway through sipping it when my phone buzzed. Marcus. I hadn't heard from him in days. His text said, "Camille, I need to talk. I think Emily is behind everything. Please, just hear me out." My stomach dropped. Suddenly, that tea in my hand felt heavy. I told Emily I wasn't feeling well and set it aside. She left the room looking disappointed. When she went to bed, I poured the tea down the sink. And guess what? The water turned cloudy, like there was powder at the bottom. I didn't sleep that night. My mind raced through every incident, the meals, the late-night kitchen visits, the way she avoided eating when I cooked. It all lined up. My daughter, my baby girl, was trying to poison me. The next day, I called Marcus. We met at a coffee shop. He looked rough, like he hadn't slept either. He told me he'd done some digging. Apparently, Emily had been talking to one of her friends about getting rid of him so she and I could have the house to ourselves. He even showed me screenshots the friend had leaked. Emily bragged about how easy it was to mess with food. I felt sick. My own daughter plotting like some villain in a Lifetime movie. I decided to test her. That night, I told Emily Marcus and I were meeting for dinner to clear the air. She flipped out, started yelling that I was choosing him over me, that I'd regret it. The next day, my car's brake line was cut. I kid you not. The mechanic said it looked tampered with. If Marcus hadn't offered me a ride that morning, I don't think I'd be here telling you this. At that point, I couldn't keep pretending it was all in my head. I went to the police. They opened an investigation. Emily, of course, played the innocent daughter role, crying, denying, saying Marcus set her up. But when they tested the leftover tea I saved in a jar, it came back positive for rat poison. She was arrested. My 18-year-old daughter, handcuffed and crying, calling me a liar as they dragged her away. She kept screaming, "You'll regret this, Mom. He's manipulating you." Do you know what it feels like to send your own child to jail? To know that if you hadn't, you'd probably be dead? It's a guilt I carry every day. Marcus stood by me through the whole thing. He could have walked away, but he didn't. And Emily? Well, she's still awaiting trial. I visit her sometimes. She won't look at me. She just stares at the wall like I betrayed her instead of the other way around. Sometimes I lie awake wondering where I went wrong. Did I spoil her too much? Did I make her feel like she had to compete with Marcus for my love? Or was there always a darkness in her that I refused to see? What I do know is this: love doesn't excuse betrayal, even if it comes from your own flesh and blood. So now I'm sitting here, telling all of you, because I need to get it off my chest. My daughter tried to kill me, and she nearly got away with it. What would you have done if you were me?